Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna clean the 125 as I explain what happened to the tank. So as a few of you've known, I haven't been recording videos on any of the tanks lately. That stopped a couple months ago when I had a catastrophic failure on the 125. It seems that during the night the skimmer was extremely active and was pumping out a lot of dirty water. Based on how the system is set up, once the water level gets below a certain level, the auto top off kicks in. I have the system set up also on a strong dose of calc water as well coming through that, so my pH would normally stay at about 8.4, 8.5 during that time. So while the skimmer was going above and beyond, pumping out a lot of salt water, the auto top off, aka my calc reactor, was pumping in fresh water. While that was going on, I was sleeping. I didn't really hear anything. I didn't have a salinity failsafe or check on the tank, so I didn't know that the salinity was falling. Early in the morning when I got up just to go feed them, check on the tank, I noticed that my huge sailfin was out the tank. My fox face was on his side, still swimming but on his side. My blue hippo tank was upside down. Just thinking quickly on my feet, I had some pre-mixed salt water. I always try to keep at least 50 gallons of salt water ready, especially being that I was doing water changes so frequent. It was always good to just have that. I didn't have it sitting for weeks. Literally, it would sit for days, and then I'll do a water change and mix some more. So thinking on my feet, I grabbed a small container, took out all the fish that still seemed alive, and that with a little bit of the tank water, started to drip in some salt water. I didn't want to just dump them into the salt water to shock them again, so I tried to drip, but I didn't want to drip too slow. So I kind of guesstimate at a pace that I thought would be adequate enough to get the water back to where it needs to be quickly enough without having them suffer too long. So I went ahead and did that. I was able to save all of the larger fish except the one that had jumped out of the tank. I lost a couple of the chromis, but I still felt like I was successful in saving the fish. Couple weeks ago, again, tank was still good. I started to get the itch to go back and like tend to the tank. I started to see corals that I thought died, because bear in mind I lost the torch garden, I lost all of my stony corals, my chalices, all of those went. But I noticed some of the corals were starting to grow back, which I've had happened before, but I wasn't keen on it happening now. So fast forward to that day. In the night I checked the tank before I went to bed. Looked good. Woke up next morning, my favorite fish was dead. That favorite fish is the blonde nasal tang. Yep, kicked the bucket. So right there and then I already hit up James, let him know I need a new blonde nasal tang, because I just love that fish so much. I love how it looks, so right away I wanted a new one. Up to a couple days ago I decided to do a huge, not necessarily a huge water change, but just a water change and clean the tank. So let's get to the water change. This is a tank that has been forsaken. As you can see, there's a lot of algae rolling up to the point. Do you see this bad boy right here going and cleaning all the way up? A little earlier there was a conch on the back glass almost all the way to the top trying to clean it. that's just the amount of gunk that's in this tank right now. Those guys are having a field day with it. But today I'm gonna try to get as much of it out and do a water change and kind of go through what's new with the tank. It's not a nice update. It's not anything in terms of it being new into the tank, just new in terms of what I don't have anymore. So I always like cleaning the tank at night. So first let's go ahead and turn the lights on. I'm gonna keep the lights on for maybe 30 minutes. Hopefully I don't need entire 30 minutes. But there you could see a lot more of that. Ugh. Let's get into it. So I'm going to start the cleaning off with my trusty scraper. Go ahead, start up top. So as you can see right there, I'm just using that scraper. I believe I got that scraper from, I believe it was gingerbread corals, which is funny. I even told the twins at gingerbread, because for some of the viewers who know, I am Jamaican. I might not sound that way, but yes, I am Jamaican. And when I was living in Jamaica, I used to watch just different people on YouTube with their saltwater tanks, and one person was George. And then so it was funny where I never looked up where they were while living in Jamaica, but just one day while at home searching for places I could go to find fish, I found gingerbread. And so I was like, no way. So I went there, got me some fish, and the rest is history. I still do frequent there. I'm close with the guys as well. But that's just the story of how I came to know gingerbread corals. But yep, I got that scraper there, and I picked up another pack of blades. And I like this, even though you'll see that I have my huge glass scraper on the tank. I like this one because I could just change out the blades, and I feel like I could add as much force as I want, or back off, just depending on where I am with that. As you can see, all the fish, they're just going around crazy. That's sped up, so it's not, they're not swimming that fast. You can see I'm just running back and forth, just doing a lot of different things, checking on the freshly mixed salt water. You'll notice as well that the lights keep going out. I've noticed that whenever I turn the lights on in the middle of the night to do things, that the lights will go in and out. You could even see that I really haven't cleaned the tank. You could see some of the cobwebs on the lights. And for those who are new to the channel, yes, I'm running AI primes. I run air primes on all the tank, the nano tank, the frag tank, and the main tank. But I did move an extra prime to the middle, just because when this tank was in its glory, I did have a lot of SPS corals in the middle. Right there, you can see I was just recording to see the aptasia, and then I noticed that one of the fish wasn't swimming properly, so I was trying to figure out what was going on. Let's just say it went downhill from here. So as I'm going through, I'm just siphoning out some water. I have a container off to the side. It's a 20 gallon, and so that's why I'm normally doing 20 gallon water change, just being that I have that 20 gallon container where I could just go ahead and siphon out 20 gallons of water and then just place that into the tank. As you can see, the fish pretty normal. The blue hippo tang is hiding. It hides in the middle of the rockwork right there. You can see the tank is extremely dirty with like watermarks all over it. But I want you to see that side of the tank as well. Tanks are not always as pretty as you see them on Instagram. Sometimes people clean just one small area of their tank just to take that picture or shoot the video for the reels. You can see right there in the back, I'm going ahead and I'm connecting my line so that I could bring in new water. But you'll also notice there's a few fish that are just floating around. I couldn't figure out what happened to them. At one point I had 10 chromas. By the end of the video I had none. Spoiler alert. I think I should have said that before. But it's been 30 minutes since I started. I had the tank on a 30-minute timer, so I just turned it back on for another 30 minutes, I believe, right there. And I just grabbed I think I clicked it for a minute and then I went back and did for the 30 minutes. So now I'm starting to add the fresh water in. Right here you'll notice my my fox face starting to look a little weird. He was on his side a little bit. I didn't notice at that point because I was just checking the rest of the tank. When I went to the back, that's when I noticed that he started to like affix himself between the rockwork, and that's when I start to really pay attention to what is going on. And then I'll just let you see what happens as the water continued to fill up. You could really tell something was wrong because of how he was jumpy. He was just skidding through the tank. He would swim, pause, swim, pause, swim, pause, swim, pause, all the way through the tank, which let me know something was up. Because normally when it's lights off and it's nighttime for them, he will wedge himself in the back. But that erratic movement let me know something was wrong with the tank. Feel free to skip here. I'm not sure if I caught on camera when he almost jumped out the tank, but somewhere about here he almost jumped out of the tank. And then at that point I decided to take him out and put him in another tank that's running at the chemistry that the tank was, just to see if I could somehow save him. And so he ended up not making it, which was somewhat heartbreaking. That's a fish that I've had for years. My girlfriend also noticed that I wasn't happy with it. I wasn't as down as when I lost all the corals, but you could tell that I was still down. So look out for the next video to see what she did. Made me tear up a little bit, but she did something pretty wonderful. And I did record that day, not knowing what was going on, but I will explain what happened. If it is that you guys enjoy the content here, hit that like button. If there is a type of video that you'd like to see, if you have any questions, feel free to throw that in the comments section so I could take a look at it and hopefully respond to your comments. Again, look out for the next video because I will be discussing or just showing you what happened, and I'll give you a hint. It involves addition to the tank. Till next time, keep reefing.